Happy October, everyone. This is another episode of Deep Driving. And October, in addition to being 16,000 other so-called awareness months and this and that, is Bullying Awareness Month. So that's good. Are you aware that there's bullying? Great. Okay, so you're aware that there's bullying. Now awareness is over. Awareness is silly. I'd rather things go into like problem solving as opposed to awareness. And tomorrow I have 3 assembly programs at an elementary school and a middle school in New Jersey, and I'm looking forward to doing them and teaching the bullies how to figure out who bullies them, that has them choose to get upset so they can get help, so they can stop bullying other people. I'm going to teach the victims the 2 techniques that I teach kids to walk away from being bullied powerfully. The first one is the power look, which is I also teach teachers and parents to use as a behavior management skill. And the power look is when you look at the top of a person's forehead and your face goes blank and all the micro expressions in their face go numb, so that there's no response whatsoever, because the bully is only looking for a response or reaction. I also teach them to say the word and. And is the only word that I found in the English language that actually can put the responsibility of the bully back on them. Think about it. Somebody calls you fat, and your hair's funny looking, and you're stupid, and your mama. And so after 3 or 4 times, if you give this person the power look and you keep on saying and, they're just going to get frustrated and walk away. So you actually are not a victim anymore. You actually broke the bullying circle, which is what I talk about. You are not a victim anymore, and that's the problem, is that we're focusing so much on the world of stopping bullying and stopping bullying. Today is October 21st, and somebody posted about another kid that committed suicide about a month ago because of being bullied, and I posted something about that we focus too much on the symptom, which is the bullying, and we don't focus too much on the solution, which is that our kids are not being taught to be powerful anymore, and they're taught to allow themselves to be victims. They're taught that they're not allowed to defend themselves, and public schools are telling them that we pretty much should keep our hands down while we're getting beaten up. And then I shared another video of this one young rock star that I just found out about, that he talks about right afterwards. So check out the 2 posts on what happens if a child hits him and what his response is going to be. And I agree with it, because you know what? His response is, if you're going to hit me and give me a black eye and all you're going to get is a rainy day or something, then you're going to get a black eye too, and we're both going to have black eyes together, and we're both going to get hit. And you know what? Here's the reality of the situation, is that we're supposed to be teaching kids how to live in society. We're supposed to be teaching kids about how to be adults. So anybody that's teaching kids not to defend themselves, what you're doing is then when they're becoming an adult, you're teaching them not to defend themselves. Go ahead, and I challenge you to teach your daughter that she's not supposed to defend themselves, and it's the bully's fault that they're being mad and they're being upset, and keep your hands down. And then imagine what happens when she's at prom and then somebody gets a little too handsy. Guess what's going to happen to that guy or girl that gets too handsy if they're dealing with a martial artist and someone that has self-esteem and someone that has confidence? And guess what's going to happen if that person just rolls over and allows themselves to be a victim, just like they've been taught to be a victim? And it's not even their fault. They're being a victim of society teaching them to be a victim, and parents teaching them to be a victim. So my challenge to you is teach your kids, number 1, to stand up for themselves. Number 2, put your kids in a martial art program. No matter what, let them at least choose it, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's mixed martial arts, whether it's taekwondo, doesn't make a difference. And here are the 4 questions that I invite you to talk to your kids about, because if you don't, then you're making a choice to not be a good parent, because you're putting the responsibility of the safety of your kids on your schools. And obviously, as you see, as the facts pertain, that's not a good thing in this society, in this day and age. Question number 1, ask your child. Question number 1 to have your child ask you. Question number 1, what is your expectation of me when somebody makes fun of me at school? And then you tell them whatever your response is. Go tell a teacher, this or that, whatever. Actually, you know what? And for the next 3, I'm not going to put any words in your mouth. I want you to have that conversation with your kid as young as 4 years old. Ready? Question number 2. What do you want me to do when somebody punches me in the eye, or somebody's holding me down and punching me me in the face or sitting on my arms or throwing me into a locker, what do you want me to do? Question number 3, what do you want me to do when somebody's hitting me outside of school? Because if you're okay with your child being a victim inside of school, or we training the kids that it's okay to be a victim of bullies inside the school, then they might have that same mindset outside of school when it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they're playing on a playground and somebody pushes them and they keep their hands down because they're in that zombified mindset of being a victim. And then the 4th one is, what do you want me to do when somebody makes fun of me on the computer? Because cyberbullying's huge, and kids literally are told, if you tell somebody we're going to hurt you, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. And by the way, tell your kids, and you should do the same thing, make sure that every camera on your computer is covered, because you never know when somebody's watching. And even if somebody's silly when they're young and they don't know, and they even send a picture that's inappropriate because they're just young and naive and they don't know they're not supposed to do that, well, guess what? That picture can go all over the world. I went to an amazing workshop on cyberbullying. So those are the things that I'd like you to focus on. Have an amazing day, and then just get that. No action is an action. If you're standing on a railroad track and a train's coming at you and you're choosing not to move, that's an action, that's a choice. If you're choosing to listen to this and you don't have these conversations with the kids in your life, that's fine. You're choosing to allow them to stay a victim. And guess what? That's my opinion. I'm one human being on this planet of 7 or 8 million. It doesn't matter unless you choose to make it matter. Have a great day. I appreciate you for listening.